Some news in PNG overnight. What's
this is interesting because I did talk about a while ago about Wafi Gulpu and the whole government side of things. So, look, give a bit of context. The reason this is in the news again, you've got Barrick Gold and the PNG government and Zijin Mining, a Chinese company. They've inked a deal to get the Porgera mine restarted. It's been halted since 2020, and look, as I said, I've spoken about in 2019 in May. That's when their current Prime Minister James Marape was elected, and he vowed to take back PNG and literally wanted, I think it was 50 to 60% ownership of natural resource products. So halted a lot of LNG products, there's Wafi Gulpu that's been halted, Porgera got halted, they didn't renew their mining license. So Newcrest's Wafi Gulpu copper project, that's a 28-year mine life, 161,000 tonnes of copper a year and 260,000 ounces of gold. So it's a massive block cave operation. And then I'll give you a scope on Porgera. So in 2004, they mined 1 million ounces and 800,000 ounces either side of that. And it's got a 10 million ounce resource at 3.8 grams, and that's in measured and indicated. So massive amount of ounces, very high grade. And the ownership, so originally, by the looks, it was 95% owned by Barrick and Zijin and 5% by the government. So Barrick and Zijin have halved their ownership, and the PNG government now own 51% of the project. But just as to rub a bit of salt in the wound, they actually get 53% of the economic benefits. So I'm not sure how that works. So Barrick have had a significant reduction in ownership, but it's for 700,000 ounces a year they're forecasting. So just to give a bit of how big is that, that's about the top 10th biggest gold mine in the world. So Boddington in 2019 pumped out nearly 700,000 ounces at number 10. So look, and Barrick get a lot of ounces out of Nevada. So they're 3.3 million ounces there with Newmont. They've got, what have they got? They've got Kabali, and so it's not the biggest operation they've got, but it's a significant one. But they own a lot less of it now. So look, plenty more of that going around the world as well, JD, isn't it?
Yeah, I think government intervention in the mining space is nothing new, and we've seen some news recently out of Mali. We've seen Tanzania last year come up with a new mining code. In Guinea, it looks like Samandu's finally going ahead after years, or if not decades, of squabbles over it. So there are a range of different terms that are manageable for mining companies, and I think the key thing they're all just looking for is stability.
So Mali, I know Mali were 10% of Leo lithium, I think. So is it looking like Mali's going to, do you think this PNG ownership and the way they're sort of structuring resource projects in their country, do you think that's going to go around the world? Do you think other governments are going to look to be doing similar?
It's hard to say. There's a lot of debate in Chile, one of the biggest copper miners and what was known for a long time a tier 1 mining jurisdiction, talking about nationalising entire assets. Of course, Codelco's a national mining company there. So we've seen a lot more of this talk recently, but it's hard to say how that sort of manifests going forward.
There's so many different models, and it's kind of hard to know which one becomes the dominant one. You know, in Tanzania, they've adopted this 16% free carried interest as the model going forward under a new regime that's been supported by major miners in the region and developers alike. So it's really hard to know. I think it's a case by case scenario on where the government really stands on what's an acceptable outcome.